What is good, people? What's good? It's about that time to regularly relate, reverse rants, no hate. Now, let me jump right into this. Because I had to have words with a couple of people. Not that I had to, but it's just so funny to me. It's not even really, it's funny, but it's like, so like in a way of how ignorant people can be. And they open their mouth and speak when they don't know what they're talking about. And they make a bunch of comments based on their opinions off of other opinions of what they don't even know. Well, I had some conversations with some people making comments about Muhammad Ali, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, okay, and even Tyson Fury. And the funny thing about that is Tyson Fury spoke about racism. He spoke about it. He spoke about what he deals with. He spoke about his racism. Here's a man from the UK talking about all his fights being in the US. He wants to fight in the US. And you know, people, oh, well, because he cheated and he doesn't want to get caught and his like all this, whatever. Okay. They're always gonna have a counter. Something that they imagine. No proof of, but imagine. I'm not from the UK. I have people, family from the UK. I have people that's there right now. And they tell me what's going on there. Right here in America, we see this racism. You talk to different people in different countries. You have videos of people being interviewed from different countries all over this world, and these people are telling you about the racism in their countries. Just because you don't see it on CNN, you don't see it on Channel 7, you don't see it on Channel 5, you don't see it on TV, that does not mean it's not happening. And it seems like there's a lot of ignorant people who think that the only time something bad happens is when you see it on the news. When things are going on day to day, it's just like a famous person dying. Oh my God, I can't believe that. But if Mike the Milkman died, who he was a nobody. He was a somebody to his family. Somebody cared about Mike the Milkman. Okay? He's a human being. And it's the same thing when it comes to racism and shit like that. People turn blind eyes to things that they don't want to deal with. And a lot of times I feel like, racist people you have racist people that are openly racist, and you have racist people who they try to cover it up. Okay? But when you speak against racism, isn't it funny how people try to flip it around and make you the racist because you're standing up to racism, you're speaking on it, and they feel guilty because their skin is the same color as the person, or person's doing these things. What was said about Tyson Fury is that he's just a drug cheat and he doesn't want to fight back home because they're gonna have to he's gonna be exposed. He's gonna be exposed, and so that's why he doesn't want to renew his license there. He's only coming to the U.S. Oh, he's a sellout. And I mean, this wasn't, you know, this was coming from people who basically have a dislike for Tyson Fury. Okay, and they go on all these different channels giving their 2 cents about everything, like they know everything about the world. Nobody can tell them anything. What was said about Deontay Wilder was he's a racist because of him saying the war is on. Now, I'm not even going to get into how I feel about it because if you've seen other videos, you already know. I'm pointing out what was said and that he's a racist and he's a piece of shit. He's a liar. He's this. He's that. Okay. Then what was said about Anthony Joshua? I'm gonna save him for last. What was said about Muhammad Ali was Muhammad Ali came up in the racist time, and Muhammad Ali was loved by everybody. And if that's not the biggest crock of shit, if that ain't the biggest load of crap, Muhammad Ali was hated. He was called a draft dodging nigga. He had no loyalty to his countrymen. Do y'all forget why his license was suspended and taken from him? Do you know how much shit Ali had to deal with? So when Ali is saying, I'm not fighting for the same people who oppress me and won't even fight for my freedom and races. And you know what? Shout out to Bruce Vane, because you know what? I saw his video, and the video that I had prior, I scrapped it because I said, "Damn, you know what? I don't want to put something out and then somebody else is." But then I thought about it. I said, "No, you know what? No, 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 no. Somebody else is speaking about the same things I'm speaking up about. No." So I redid it. I'm redoing it. I had a video that I was already, and there's 3 more other videos that have nothing to do with this, but what I'm putting out that I haven't uploaded yet. And this one I wanted to get out first. Okay. Shout out Bruce Vane. Love the channel, man. And I'm sitting here going, you know what, man? It's so weird how people are talking like now. And it's like Ali's dead and gone, but Ali was hated. Ali went through so much. His license should have never been taken. Ali, his impact on the sport of boxing and how he's seen in life. He was a fantastic boxer. He was great. He was that guy. But it's these things that happened in his personal life that elevated Ali to be the icon that he is. It wasn't an easy time for him. So for everybody that's talking all of that, oh, but look at what Ali went. No, see, you guys are the time he came up. You said no, they didn't say what he went through. They said the time he came up in, as if like if Ali could come through it, why can't we? That's a stupid message though. What did he? Do you know what he went through? What do you mean? And he was absolutely right. The country he was born and raised in, he was not even free here. And he's the champion, heavyweight champ of the world. They were still calling him boy. People nigger, coon, racial slur, hated him, wanted to see him die. Had shots taken out at him when he was out there preparing to fight Jerry Quarry. Do you guys, when you see things, here's the funny thing about people. You want black people, particularly, but you want people to stop talking about racism, to end it and just forget it. But you don't want people to stop being racist. You ever notice how when someone says something against racism, they try to flip it like you're racist, but you never hear these people say, wait a minute. They always say they have the freedom of speech. Like the KKK can come on TV, national TV, and use the word nigger. I've seen them on Jerry Springer. I've seen them on every kind of show. I've never seen the KKK have a march and the police is standing up there with riot gear on. No, they're just peaceful protesters. They just want to get their point across. But you have a bunch of unarmed black people standing there walking. Remember the march with the hands up in the air so everybody can see? Yeah. We're getting shot and killed and we're unarmed. And what people want right now behind this whole George Floyd situation, they want this whole thing to just, okay, you made your point. There was some racist people arrested and fired from their jobs. Okay, you won. You won this round. Now, let's move on and get off of it. No, we never be quiet. You motherfuckers are talking about, oh, but if you're a boxing channel, you should be talking about boxing. Man, go suck yourself off. Let me tell you something. When a boxer gets arrested, everybody, it's okay to go talk about how much of a scumbag he is and what he did. Like if something happens with Floyd Mayweather, you motherfuckers love oh man, Floyd ain't shit. You see, he beat on his wife. It's domestic. It's this, is that. Something happens with Adrian Broner. Oh, you love to hear how screwed up he is, right? But when something like this happens, no, we shouldn't talk about it. It's a boxing channel. Well, we're talking about boxers, and I talk about what I want to talk about on my channel. And at the end of the day, even when I comment on other channels, it's always the person, not someone I'm not even talking to, didn't even see your stupid comment, but they always want to see your comment and address you as if you're talking to them simply because they don't agree with what you're saying. Because you agree with something someone else is saying. Well, let's look at Mr. Anthony Joshua now. They look at AJ, and AJ said they focus out of everything he said. They missed the whole point. And they focus clearly on him saying blacks should buy from black-owned business. Now, let me make a point. How many times have you went to a Mexican restaurant and you see nothing but Latinos sitting there? And I've been to Asian restaurants. I've been to Irish restaurants. I've been uh, 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 all kinds of restaurants, man. Okay, but let me make a point. AJ is talking about stop supporting racist businesses. Stop supporting people who are oppressing you. Stop supporting people. Now, how do you know who's who, right? You can go in the store and someone can be friendly to you. I've worked many jobs and overheard a lot of things, and a lot of people have said things to me where it's like in front of people, hey, how are you? Behind closed, yeah, it's something different. You have people who have the same skin as me who don't like me because we have different accents. Oh, I don't like him, he's Jamaican. Oh, I don't like him, he's Black American. Oh, I don't like him because he's Guyanese. I don't like him because he's Haitian. I don't like him because he's Trinidadian. And these are the same people as well that spring racism. Racism is everywhere. And when people get defensive of their country, their flag, and want to act as if these things don't plague their country's perfect, their country's this and that. And the thing about it is, you always want to comment on something that doesn't have anything to do with you then. So if you don't care about what happened to George Floyd, you don't care about other black people that look like you because we're not the same because our accents are different, why not just shut your mouth and don't get involved? How about that? How about keep a blind eye to it because you don't care? But then when something happens in your country, oh, you see, nobody care about us over here. We're going through this and this and that. But now fast forward to a different day and time to something else. And I'm not, when I say day and time, I'm not talking about years and years later. I mean, just something, a different situation comes up. Oh, back in my country, we don't do those things. My country is this and this. And then all of a sudden, people from your country is trying to get out of the country. And America is no safe haven. You've never heard me sit here and say, listen, I don't do the racist shit. I point things out. And when you point things out, like I said, one thing I don't do, I don't get in people's personal business. So you don't hear me talking about, oh man, you know what Mayweather did to his wife or what happened to this person. I don't get in nobody's personal business. At the same time, when we talking about something like this right here, let me ask you something. If there was a store right across from your house, right? And you can go in that store and get it was a big convenience store. Let's say like a just a store that you can get everything you need, and it's right across the street from your house. And these people are racist. But there's another store 20 minutes away. Okay, it's a little distance, but they treat you very well. They're very friendly to you, very respectful. You never have problems when you go there. Which one would you go to? Would you be that ignorant and say, well, I'm going to go right across the street? And then go and complain and come back to your families going, those people are so racist, they treat us so bad. You know, and every time we go over there, oh man, the way they act towards us, they call the police on us, the racial slur. Why would you keep giving them your business? Why would you? If I had to walk to that store 20 minutes away, guess what? I'm going to walk. I'm not giving you my business. Now, with that being said, you can go into a business, okay? Me being a black man, I can go into a business that's black owned. If I feel like I'm being disrespected, if I feel like I'm being discriminated against because my accent is different from somebody else's, then you want to know something? I'm not giving you my business either. But there is nothing wrong if you decided, hey, support the black man. Support the black businesses. When you don't ever go to no Irish pub and say, oh man, look at all these racist Irish people. They sitting up here supporting their own. There's an Irish pub I always go to. And you want to know what's crazy? I'm the only black person. And I'm not saying that they don't get, okay, better yet. The guy asked me one day what made me start to come to his store, right? And I said, well, besides the fact that the food smelled good and I was hungry, why do you ask? He said, no. I said, I just looked at him. And I said, you know what? I got a hunch of why you asked me. And he just kind of smiled. I said, no, I'll make it easier for you. Because it's like you're scared to say it. You asked because I'm the only black person in here. I've come here many times. I never see any black people in your store. I don't see anything but Caucasians come in your store. And that's why you asked me. No, you're right. But I didn't mean anything by it. He said, I just kind of wondered because you're right. I don't, I never see any black people come to my store. He's like, you're right. He said, but I appreciate your business. I'm glad you're here. I didn't, so, and I said, okay, well, yeah, I figured that's why you asked. Otherwise, because whoever asked what made you come here? Like, and it's the way he asked me, like, so kind of like it was a curiosity there. Customer's a customer, right? And at the end of that conversation, he was just like, hey, you know what? Thanks again for your business. Reached over, shook my hand, and said, hey, you know what? Thank you. This one's on the house. Then went and got 2 extra juices for me and said, hey. But he asked that question because there's no black people that go there. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not saying since whatever, this wasn't too long ago. But even when I go there, I never see. And the coronavirus thing is like now people are coming out eating. You're starting to see people out in the restaurants outside and stuff. They have outside setups and all. I still never see any black people there. Now, you go to the Asian restaurants. When I go to Chinese stores, for example, what I never see happen is a Chinese restaurant full of Chinese. It's always everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm this is what I see. But bottom line of what I'm saying is nobody ever complains. How many times do you see people? One thing about racist people, okay? Because like I said, there's people that's openly racist and there's people who hide it, okay? I've had people, hey, my man, what's going on, brother? Hey, what's up? And I'm looking at them, hey, you okay? Like, oh, that's the way you see us. Like, that's how we all talk. I don't know, right? The job bullshit, right? And I don't respond to that, and I let them know. I'm a grown ass man. Talk to me the same way you go talk to somebody when you day. How you doing? Good evening. Good afternoon. How you do? Even if you say what's up, simple. But what's all the job bullshit? The stereotypical bullshit. So I'm sitting here going, you know something, man? It's crazy because you have people born in this country and you have people that come to this country that face bullshit. They face all types of racism. But I will say, when it comes to black people, I'm going to say it, we're always racist because we're speaking against racism. How does the KKK have the free? Why would you even care? Why would you even want that? Just like when we talked about the Confederate flag, I said, if you know how the Confederate flag was used and what that war was about, and you see what it says on the bottom, always in the South will rise again, right? All of this, people are saying it has nothing to do with racism. It's a pride. It's a thing for us down here in the country. I said, okay, so let me ask y'all something. If you feel like that, how come when the KKK used that flag when they burn black people, kill them, murder them, and hold that flag up, why you never had a problem with that? Why you never spoke up and said, hey, listen, what the KKK is doing is wrong. They do not represent this flag. This is not what this flag represents. They are using it the wrong way, and we do not associate ourselves with them. No, you never said nothing. You kept silence and quiet, and we're supposed to do the same thing because you did, right? See, things like that. So when AJ says what he says, all of a sudden, oh, AJ's a racist. Oh, I thought AJ was better than that. And a lot of this is coming from his own UK people. So like the question that I asked about, would you go to this racist store and you giving these people your money and they're mistreating you? And I'll tell you something for black people, for many people, okay? But I'm speaking for what I see and know as well. For black people, all our life, Lord help me, Lord, please, Lord have mercy. Lord help the white man to know, Lord, we only mean good, Lord. Lord help us, Lord. Lord have please. This is our support system. This is what we fell on to get us through tough times, right? And then when someone says, man, screw that shit, that's not working for us. That doesn't work for anybody. We're standing up, we're fighting. See, the problem with most of you that comment, like someone says to me personally, he said, man, I don't even read the news. I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on because, I don't believe what they say and stuff. Yeah, the news give you a bunch of watered down, fabricated lies, and there's a whole lot of things that, here's the funny thing, you don't have to watch the news though. Right here on YouTube, they have many videos. They have people witnesses, eyewitnesses. They have people speaking against these same things. They're exposing things that actually happened, that was framed and put on other people from other countries, that Americans did to America. So I'm talking all around the globe. There are many educational things you can do. There's different ways to educate yourself to find out what's going on. Okay? It's just like with religion, for example. There's 4,200 religions that I know of recorded, right? Recorded religions. And everybody claims that their religion is the true religion. What's funny is when the Bible, for example, says, walk by faith, not by sight. Why do we need faith? Because of the absence of proof. If there was proof, we wouldn't need faith, right? Okay, my thing is, for you to choose a religion, but then turn around and say that religion is false, they're misinterpreting what the true meaning is. Oh, but you know what it is, though. You know, or you think. See, because let's say if you're born a Christian, right? And your parents are headstrong and you're headstrong. You're a headstrong, diehard Christian. Well, if your parents was Muslim, you'd be the same way, only it'd be about Islam instead of Christianity. It's as simple as that. So what gives you the right to tell somebody what their religion is and what it isn't? Just because you think that your religion, you found the way. Your religion is the accurate one. Yours is the only religion. Well, religion and spirituality are two completely different things. And religions initially had nothing to do with church or spirituality. But you got all these idiots that like to jump up and talk like they know so much about the world and everybody's this and this. Well, like the guy I spoke to, and it was a group of us, and I said, well, if you don't have any knowledge of what's going on in the world, what happened in the past and what's still happening, how could you open your mouth to defend anything? And why would you speak against someone that's trying to stop racism? What are you saying? You want it to be? You want racism to exist? I wouldn't give a person the time of day to say, well, explain to me why you think racism should be here. No, you jackass. Well, if that's the case, if racism is okay, then why don't we just say rape is okay, murder is okay? Why not? Burglary is okay, because it's all wrong and it's all hurting people. So now AJ's a sellout. AJ is a racist. I would not spend my money in anyone's store that treats me bad, black, white, or whatever. But as far as me saying, hey, that's a new business over there. Okay, it's a black owned. Let me go see what's going on. Yeah. What's wrong with me doing that? Every other nationality does the same thing. And one thing about it, like racism is racism. Okay? There's no partially racist, almost racist, kind of racist, a little bit. No, racist is racist. But you have people, like I said, that's open about it and people that's behind closed doors about it. Okay, let's not get it twisted because you had, racist people have had many people cook for them and, run their bath water and do all things and slave for them, okay? And they wasn't the same nationality as them. So that doesn't mean he wasn't racist because of that. Now, you see somebody sitting in a restaurant, but the one thing about, if you want to use the term extremely racist, okay, they don't want to eat anything that a foreigner cooks, if that's the case, if you want to say it like that, okay? Whatever country you living in, they are, or a person that's from that country but look different from their races against them. They don't want them to cook for them. They don't want them to do anything for them, okay? Unless it's something that's degrading them. But when you look around, because most of it, for the most part, they're not gonna go and support that. And plus, I'm spending my money to get these people my no. They don't want to do that. See, so when you have someone that's trying to open your eyes and say, look, don't support those who oppress you. As simple as that is, AJ has a big impact. He's a famous person. And so for people to sit back and say he's racist and I can't believe he said that, you the same motherfuckers too, though, that never speak against what the KKK stands for. You guys think silence is the way to go? Well, let me ask you something, right? Let's say you got a little daughter and someone punches her in her face. Because, see, they try to make it a double standard. It's always, you got to understand both sides, though. Okay, so somebody goes and punch your daughter in the face and you say, you should have never punched my daughter in the face. But in fairness, you should have ducked under the punch. I don't do that trying to play neutral nonsense to try to make it look like I'm not racist. No, I'm not racist. I know what my family consists of and I know who I am. So Anybody who tries to, oh, you'll go fuck yourself. I don't care nothing about your personal opinion because you don't know shit about me. I'm speaking strictly against racism. And if you just take the time to learn and listen and not run your mouth so much thinking you fucking know everything, one thing you can't tell a person is what their life story is. So you can sit back and say, oh, but we should stop talking about it. No. You don't stop talking about it. You make it known. And for all the people that got arrested, got fired for doing racist acts, they should. And you know what? We're going to keep pushing that shit until this shit comes to an end. And I can see, you want to know something? And what I saw, and I'm hoping that the next generation use their power to make this change permanent. Because one thing I've seen when I'm watching those riots, there's a lot of young white Americans out there speaking up and fighting for civil rights and speaking up for black people. And I've seen videos right here on YouTube. There's this one particular, I think it was some kind of TikTok challenge, and this little white girl was arguing with her parents. They're nothing but a bunch of filthy animals. Black people are lazy, they're cop killers, they're this and this. And this is how this shit keeps going, because like I said, you have racist people who do not want racism to end. They tell, would you shut up for me? She's like, no. And she's schooling her parents. She's more educated than her parents are on so many levels. And they're basically just talking. And you know what her father said? Look, I work in the hood. I work in the ghetto. And I know they're lazy. They don't want to work. They just want to suck off the system. And he's just talking and talking. And it made me think, because I used to do construction. And I work with construction. I used to do traffic flag. And I did construction. And you know what's crazy? I was the only black person that was working as a construction worker. And when I would flag, and as a flagger as well, you work with construction workers. And that's what a lot of the white guys would do when they would see, hey, what's up, brother? And I looked at him, motherfucker, you ain't my brother. Fuck you, you're my brother. Not because he's white. You know why? Because he's a racist motherfucker trying to insult my intelligence like I don't understand where he's coming from. That's why. My white partners tell me, man, so like they tell me like, so listen, I didn't understand before, right? Because I know that you don't take shit from nobody, man. But I remember getting pulled over way in the car and how calm you was with the cops. You was stern with them, but you looking the cop right in the face and I'm like, man, why isn't he cursing this cop out? They started cursing at the cop. And I told them, you want to know what's crazy? What I think? Well, I know y'all don't understand. The shit that worked for y'all don't work for us. Now, let's be real. How many times have you, and I'm not wishing to see this happen to people to prove a point. I'm asking a simple question. How many times have you seen videos of cops with their knee in their neck? And you know what you didn't see on the other side of that car? Eyewitnesses said there was 3 other people on top of George Floyd's body, and the one cop had the knee in his neck. And remember when he was saying, I can't breathe? Remember? Shut up. Right? How many times have you seen a video of cops treating white people like that? I've seen white people get arrested. I have not seen a video where a white guy got shot 16 times. I haven't seen a video where a cop stuck a plunger up a white man's ass. I haven't seen videos like that. And the only time that I've seen, now mind you, we're not talking about this to just say for the sake of talking about white people. No, we're talking about racist shit. So if you're not a racist, you should be going, yeah, you're right. I feel where you're coming from. But if you're a racist piece of shit, fuck you. And I hope you feel some kind of way about it. Good for you. But at the end of the day, you don't see that. You don't see them picking up. Now, I saw a video, and I was the first one to comment on that shit, where this one white cop picked up this white kid and slammed him so hard and snatched him out of his car, but it slammed him on his face. And it turns out that cop, it was a personal issue between him and that guy over a female. And it was still wrong. But what I'm saying is, overall, take the personal shit out of it, the hatred he had for that kid, then, so that doesn't happen. Maybe, we don't know. But at the end of the day, you don't see videos like that. And if you can find a few, now compare that number to the amount of times and the facts that we see unarmed black men getting dog sicked on them. Sitting there, what are you doing? I'm not resisting arrest. Sick the dogs on them. Shoot them multiple times and kill them. I've seen videos where white guys had knives out, even had a gun. He gets shot once, bang. Can I get give me an ambulance right away? This and this and this and this. Just take them down to make sure that they're safe. How do you feel threatened for your fucking life by an unarmed black man? But a white guy with a pistol in his hand or a machete in his hand, some kind of hatchet weapon, whatever the fuck it was, and you know, but he doesn't get killed. And when it starts happening to the people, when it starts, put it to you like this: when you see it happening to people you don't care about, you just don't care. But when it starts happening to people that look like you, then all of a sudden it's a problem. And for you guys talking about AJ's a sellout and all that, man, listen, you guys need to educate yourselves. And for these people talking about they don't know what's going on, they don't keep up with current events, then you need to shut the fuck up then. And don't open your mouth to make comments when you don't understand what's going on around you. So at the end of the day, this is more important than worrying about who's fighting who. There's nothing going on in boxing right now. A bunch of this person possibly fighting this person. This one called out this one called out that. There's not nothing going on. And I can care less. I'm going to speak and make my voice heard. And anybody who speaks up for what's right, I'm going to ride with you. But when you sit here and expect us to be silent because your racist ass feels like we're talking about you, you feel guilty, well, so be it. Good for you. Too bad. Because you're not going to shut me up. And you know what? You're not going to shut up anybody who got it set that's going to stand up and speak for what's right. And that's all this comes down to. So you know what? Like I said, man, when you start pointing your fingers and talking about what you don't know, all you do is expose yourself. Like they have these scholastic books, different books that they're replacing the word slave with the word servant. They had a book called The Happy Slave. They snatched that off the shelves quick because of, and there's a school system that had that, and we were attending meetings, and we made it known, no, I don't want my kids reading that garbage. You want to make us feel like, make this generation come up thinking slaves were basically, slaves were people that were poor that had nothing, and their master took them in, gave them food and clothing, took care of them and gave them a life, and have pictures of them all hugged up, smiling like they're the best of friends. So, oh, slavery wasn't bad. Oh, so people exaggerated slavery. Slavery was okay. How is slavery okay? How did you make a book called The Happy Slave? And some idiot goes, oh, you have to show us proof. I have to show you shit. I have to show you a goddamn thing. Go into a bookstore. How about that, idiot? There's many videos right here on YouTube. You can just type your searches in what you want to find, and then they have many people that can educate you on what you don't know. And this is what I'm saying. You quick to call somebody racist who's speaking against racism. These are the people that are racist but don't want to say they are. There's no reason for you to get offended because someone is saying, hey, stop stepping on my neck. Stop trying to keep me down. Stop trying to keep people with my skin color down, with my hair down. Stop that shit. I've had my own black people call me racist because of me simply saying, no,